I think we're live. Hey, I think we're live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. My name is Luke, and I'll be your teacher for this live English class. If you haven't joined before, welcome. If you've joined before, also welcome. Today we're going to be talking about, as we usually do, we'll be answering questions, or rather, I will be answering questions. So ask questions. If you have questions about grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, whatever it may be, ask your English questions. Alternatively, if you need advice on stuff, ask. Ask anything you like. We're also going to be talking about time. We're going to be looking at some interesting phrases related to time, and we'll get to that later in the lesson. So it's good to have everybody here. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the like button right as you join. That's very important. Of course, subscribe if you haven't done that already so that you can see weekly videos and future live streams, so that you also get a notification when those happen. Hit the bell beside the subscribe button. Very important. And let's see what else. Oh yes, if you're actually working seriously on your English and you want to go beyond the stuff that you get on YouTube and you want to really seriously learn, check out my full courses in the links in the description. Those are really organized lessons around specific topics to help you improve your English, pronunciation, grammar, professional English. There's a customer service English course, techniques, and so on. Nieva, hello, welcome. Good to have you. Before we get started, well, I'm going to update something. So when you join, just say hi. If you're watching this later and you're not watching live, well, shame on you. But you can join live if you are subscribed and you see when we do these live. A lot of people say, hey, when are you going to do these scheduled? Probably later this year or early next year, we'll be starting live scheduled streams. That means it will be on schedule at a specific time every week, probably twice a week. Maybe more. We'll see how that goes. That's the plan anyway. That is the plan. All right, let me just quickly update the cover. Jishnu is here. Hello, Jishnu. Welcome. All right, good to go now, I think. I should also quickly share this to the WhatsApp group. Chris Campos, Nieva or Naiva, and Jishnu are here. Good to have you. Great to have you here. Okay. Let me share that. Yeah, let me share. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm just sharing this. Why can't I paste it? What is going on? Okay. There we go. No, there we don't go. What? What is up with this? Thanks for hitting the like button, guys. Much appreciated. Sorry for the delay. I'm just having trouble copying and pasting on my phone. That is very weird. To put it on my computer. Very strange. So yes, Chris or Naiva or anyone else, if you have questions, ask your questions. That's what mostly these live streams are for. If you don't have questions, then don't ask questions. But think about the stuff that you've been learning, working on, practicing. What have you been having difficulties with? What have you been struggling with? What do you feel you need to improve most? That's what you can ask questions about, or anything else. I've got my coffee. And people in the group, in the WhatsApp group, were asking about the progress on the building thing. Maybe I can share a little bit about that. So I'm going to do a topic later in the week about, later next week about actually the process of buying and building a house, because that's what I'm doing at the moment. And it's an interesting process, but it's pretty complicated. So right now it's up, there's a structure, but it's still a long way to go. And they're doing the plumbing and electrical stuff right now. And I want to talk through how do you do it? What are the steps? What is involved in buying, number one, buying one in America, and also in building one? How does it work? So we'll be doing that. All right, we'll give it a few more minutes. Guys, the live streams really are driven by questions. So if you've got questions, ask away. We're also live on Facebook, by the way, and live on YouTube, live on maybe LinkedIn, maybe not. LinkedIn is a weird one. Sometimes LinkedIn works and sometimes it doesn't. It's just different for different things. Hello. Welcome. Aleda's here. Hello, Aleda. Good to have you. Now we've got some more people joining. That's good. Oh, we're also live on Twitch, apparently. I don't really check my Twitch very often. Guess I should. Is Twitch good? Is Twitch cool? Do you guys like Twitch? Okay. All right. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. I know it's a little later than I usually go live, so. Good question from Jishnu. Get to that one. Ballantyne's Hadi, hello. Welcome. Good to have you. I think we can answer Jishnu's question. Guys, as you join, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and check out the links in the description if you want to look at my full courses. You can preview each of them, by the way, if you follow the links in the description. All right, I'm going to take... Patricio says Twitch is better for interacting with your audience. Okay. I don't know if there's really an audience for learning English on Twitch, though. It doesn't seem like really the place for it, you know. I just put it up there because I can stream to that place at the same time, right? But I don't know. It just seems like not the type of audience for English learning content, right? Okay. Oh, let me make this a little bigger. So, Jishnu says how to make increase and memorize. So let me make a point about the question here. I think the question is supposed to be, how do I increase my vocabulary and memorize? Just a small point here. Before the end of a sentence, there should be no space between the punctuation and the last letter of the sentence. No space, whether it's a question mark or a period or whatever. No space, even a comma. No space. Okay. So this question is a pretty common one, but everybody's different. The way that you learn vocabulary may be different because you're different, right? The way that you think is different, the way that you learn may be different. The important thing is to kind of understand yourself and your learning style, how you tend to pick things up. Think about how you've learned things successfully in the past, and then try to use your strengths to develop a way for you to learn that allows you to remember what you learn more easily. So some people are more visual learners. Some people tend to like to do things, and that helps them learn. Many people are kind of a mix of both. In fact, there's some research that I've read that suggests that everybody is kind of a mix of all of them, and for different things, one might be better than another, and it really depends on what you're learning. It's kind of a messy thing. It's not as simple as, oh, you are visual and you are an auditory learner. No, not that simple. Well, but anyway, what are your strengths? How do you tend to learn stuff best? Don't just take something that works for somebody else and automatically just do that. Does it work for you? Is it actually producing results? I personally like the memory palace method. I think that's a very interesting way because it's creative. That's one way to memorize and learn words, but some people prefer to do it by simply using the vocabulary that they learn, writing them down in sentences. The important thing, regardless of which technique you use to remember words, the important thing is that you're always focusing on the usage and the context of the word rather than simply what is the word and what does it mean in my language. You don't want to just say, okay, this is the translation and now I've memorized it and that's it. Because then you don't know how to use the word. If you don't know how to use the word, you don't really know the word, right? My advice then is to not just download lists of vocabulary, but instead let your environment tell you what you should be learning, whether that's the movies you're watching or your workplace or wherever you're picking up new English words. You should let that environment suggest which words would be good for you to learn next, not, oh, here's just a list of 100 words. That tends not to be very helpful. The advantage in doing it that way is that when your environment tells you which words to learn, meaning you hear a word in a movie and you write that down, you hear a new word at your workplace and you write that down to learn, then you automatically have some context built in, something telling you, okay, it's used in this kind of situation, either that scene in that movie or in your workplace or wherever, right? So that's good. But then you're also focusing on usage because you may need to use it in the future in similar situations. So you're thinking about already, how can I use it? It's putting you in that mindset rather than just passively learning a giant list of words, right? And this is also true for stuff you're reading. You're reading a book, you're at least learning it in situations, and you're in the mindset of thinking about how you could actually use it. But the important thing is to also understand it in its specific context. So when you look up the word in the dictionary, make sure you're reading it in a full sentence so that you can see how it's used. Make sure you're reading it or looking at it in a context. How is it used in a sentence? How do people really use it? How can you actually use it? Then once you feel like you have an understanding of it, and try not to just learn one form. Try to learn the different senses and forms of each word so that you have a broader picture. Make your own examples then. Write down sentences. Do some exercises with that. Once you've used it, it helps to sort of print it into your mind in an active way rather than just a passive way. That will allow you to at least be more likely to be able to use that word in a situation when you need it. If you're just learning passively and you're just memorizing, it's going to be much harder to be able to use that word when you need that word. But if it's in context, if you're learning it in sentences, and if you're practicing using it, maybe by practicing speaking with that, if you have a chance, or simply writing down sentences including that word, at least if you're doing something active, you're more likely to be able to remember that and use it when you need it. So that would be my answer to that question. And other than that, for memorization, there's so many different methods. Find one that works for you. I think that's less important than the learning in context part. All right, that's a good question from Jishnu. Guys, if you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And of course, check out my full courses in the links in the description. All right. How can I always be in a good mood when I learn a language? Sometimes I got bored when I learn alone. That's a really interesting question. That's a very interesting question. Yeah. How do you not get bored? Yeah, interesting. So, Ballantynes Hadi says, Teacher, how can I always be in a good mood when I learn language? Sometimes I got bored when I learn alone. So first of all, the how can I always be in a good mood thing, that's a tough one, right? We all have different moods. That might be a separate question about how to always be in a good mood that may not be related to learning English. But let's just say, how can we make studying or practice a little bit less boring if it is boring? Some people have this inner fire where they constantly love just sitting down and learning and practicing, but not everybody has that. And so what do you do when you don't have that? Most people probably don't, but you know you want to practice. There are a lot of different things that you can do. One of them is accountability. You said you're bored when you're learning alone. So don't learn alone. Find some kind of community or accountability with others, even if it's only one person. Do you know anybody else in your life who's learning English? If you don't, find someone in a community like Hello Talk or here where you're watching this. There is someone who's also learning and is probably at about your level. Find a person who you get along with. If you can make it a group of people, 3, 4, great. Make a little community. You should have some kind of community because it provides so many advantages, so many benefits. What are the benefits? Well, number one is you're not alone. You can ask questions. You can share what you're doing. You can pick up things from others. Now, it has to be organized and structured. So I would recommend if you have a group of 2, 3, 4 people together, have a schedule. We're going to do 2 speaking activities a week, recorded with video, and we're going to share something that we've learned every Wednesday. I mean, it depends on the level, it depends on a lot of things, but make a routine. You have a group in a community, make a routine of practice so that you have something to kind of do together. Maybe it's a WhatsApp group, maybe it's a group on Facebook, wherever it is, right? You have a group and you do something together, you follow a schedule together, you share, you teach each other, and the other thing that you have is accountability. Accountability means some pressure, knowing that other people are expecting you to do something. That's actually a very powerful thing. It's the reason people get gym buddies. What tends to happen if you get a gym membership is that you get excited, you go for 2 weeks, and then you stop. Or you become a gym rat and you go every day for the rest of your life. One of 2 things happens, right? But if you have a gym buddy, that's someone you know who also wants a gym buddy, who you meet at the gym, and they know you're going to meet them there, and you know you're going to meet, everybody knows everybody's going to meet the other person there, right? So that gives you a sense of discomfort if you say, I'm not going to go this week. And you stay in bed and you think, next week I'll go to the gym. But if you know, my gym buddy's waiting, I'm going to go. So having at least one person who's also an English learner there, they have an assignment due on Tuesday. You've decided you're going to do a 2-minute video recording on this topic for this week. I know that I have to send that to the other person, my buddy, my learning friend, on Tuesday, and they know they have to send it to me. And because we're expecting it from each other, there's a bit of pressure. That prevents us from saying, next time, or feeling like we're alone and completely bored with the learning process. So accountability and also a sense of community and sharing and doing things together, very powerful reasons to have either a buddy or a group of learners together practicing. But just remember, it's very important to have rules. Very important. Okay. Now, what about just the problem of sitting down and being bored, right? It depends on what you're learning, the topic. If you find you're sitting down and practicing and you're totally bored all the time, it's unlikely that you're going to be able to keep that up for years, even months, even weeks, right? But what are the things that you do in which time seems to just disappear? You sit down and do something, and time just floats away, and 5 hours later, you think to yourself, well, what happened? How did 5 hours pass? It seemed like it went by in a moment. Time flies when you're having fun, or time flies when you're in what's called a flow state. So instead of thinking I must practice English, think I want to improve my English through things that make time disappear. Not, it's time to sit down and practice English. Instead, I'm going to attach English practice to things that seem to make time fly. Now, that could be a lot of different things depending on you. Maybe you're very interested in researching a specific topic. Do all of your research in English and take notes in English when you're researching that. Maybe you're fascinated with fossils or something related to economics. I don't know what you're interested in. What are you interested in? Follow your interest and attach English to it, right? I had a friend who was very interested in Magic the Gathering. He sold all of his Chinese cards and he bought English cards. Now, a lot of the words in Magic the Gathering are not even English words, but through this, because he was so interested in this, the whole world opened up to him, and now he's very good at English. Even though what he was learning at first was not very useful English from the cards, he was fascinated in that, and English got attached to it. So interest should go first, and then the English part, the English practice, should be attached in the form of communicating with others about that topic, writing things down related to that, remembering things connected to that, researching related to that in some way, just doing that in English, right? Passive learning, watching videos about that, all of those things around a center, which is the energy source, which is your interest. And that's why following your interest is so important. Now, there are some activities you can do to challenge yourself in English related to your interest. I always challenge people to start a YouTube channel. I know most people won't do that, but if you have a strong interest, start an English YouTube channel. Oh, your English will improve if you do that because you're going to feel the pressure of having to sit down in front of a camera and talk for 10 minutes and then edit that. And then when you're editing, you're going to notice things and say, why did I do that? And why did I do that? That's going to really drive you to improve your English very quickly and allow you to build confidence. But it doesn't have to be that. Maybe it's writing a blog or writing a short article or answering questions on Quora related to something that you know about. Maybe you know about the political situation in your country and someone has asked a question related to that on Quora. Go to Quora and answer that question in English. People will give you comments and upvote or downvote your answer. You'll get feedback. So there's so many things that you can do. But the common sort of theme or idea there is that the campfire in the middle is what you like, is what you're passionate about, is something that makes time fly. And then all of the activities that surround it can be turned into ways to help you improve your English. If you do that, plus have a sense of community with others who are working on their English, even though those people are not necessarily native English speakers, you're going to improve a lot and you're not going to get bored doing it. Those are a couple things you can do. I hope that's helpful. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so that you can see future videos. And also, if you want to improve your English in more long-form, serious, directed learning, check out my full courses in the links in the description. Okay. Oh, thank you, Vassal. I appreciate that. Got some good questions here. Amira is here. Something that I am sick of which repeats itself usually to me and maybe to a lot of English learners is getting afraid every time I start speaking. Yeah. That's what I've talked about a lot. Thank you, Amira. I appreciate that. Vassal says, how have you been these days? I've been well, Vassal. Thank you very much. How have you been? Okay. Let's see. What would be a good question to focus on next? Learn English says, some days I feel like I'm improving, other days I feel I'm not. How can I assure, we could say ensure, I am really progressing? That's a good question. The emotional part of it. You're working on your English and you feel confident some days, not confident other days, right? Generally, you can have a good sense of your progress over the long term. So from January of this year until October, I feel like I've improved quite a bit. Most people's guess about how much they've improved over larger spaces of time is pretty accurate, because you can't really lie to yourself that much. If you've made quite a bit of progress over a period of quite a few months, you know it, right? You're able to do more stuff, a lot more stuff. You feel more comfortable, more confident, right? Or you didn't make much progress, you know it. You can't really lie to yourself deep down. You know over a longer space of time. But do you know from the day to day? How can you feel it from the day to day? I would suggest that from the day to day, from one day to the next, asking yourself, how much have I improved? How good do I feel today? Or how bad do I feel today? Is something to avoid completely. You shouldn't be thinking in those terms. We'll talk about how to measure long term if you want to measure it objectively. But on the day-to-day, it's really an attitude issue. Because you're actually not that much better on Tuesday than you were on Monday. If we're being totally honest, you're not going to have an overnight, probably, you're not going to have an overnight leap in progress. It's probably not going to happen. Sorry. Nothing is that fast. No learning tends to happen that fast. So it's really just how you feel. What you're describing here is your mood. What you're describing is your emotions about your learning, not the reality. Reality of language progress tends to be measured in months, not days. Months, not days. And on the day scale, it's really just your attitude toward learning, your attitude toward yourself, and your emotions on a day-to-day basis, right? So how do you manage that? My advice there would be to not try to evaluate whether you're improving on a day-to-day basis, and just focus yourself on the attempt to find what is challenging for you, work on that, and gain confidence doing that. If you have a choice between feeling, I'm not very good, and feeling, I'm making progress, try to stay in that state. I'm making progress, I'm working hard. What are you doing to improve, right? On trying to get more comfortable with English, on doing the things that will allow you to build confidence, which I've talked about in a lot of other videos and live streams, right? How do you build up those skills? How do you build up that confidence? Focus on doing those things, and I think the right emotion will come with that. Now, that does mean you're probably making progress, but again, you probably won't notice it on a day-to-day basis. So the difference between you saying, no, I'm not good at English on Monday, and I feel really good about my English on Tuesday, is not about your objective level. It's about, have you done something or not? Are you making do you feel that you're making progress or not? So how do you encourage that mood of feeling good about it? This is personal. For me, if I have a goal and I know what step I can do today that's going to allow me to get closer to that goal, and I actually do it, at the end of the day, I feel really good. I feel satisfied that I've made progress because I took the step. It was a challenging step, but I took that step. But if I don't do it, and I do take the lazy path and I avoid it, then I feel bad. Again, it's not about how much I've improved. It's about, did I take the challenge today and do what I said I was going to do, which I think will allow me to improve in the long term? Yes, I usually feel good. So my suggestion would be to, every day that you're going to practice English, give yourself a difficult challenge that's doable, possible, totally achievable, that you can accomplish within that day. And then once you do that, I think you're going to feel comfortable and confident. And bonus, your English will be improving in the long term. And if you don't make it, then maybe change or adjust the difficulty of the challenge, right? Make it a little bit easier. What you shouldn't do is always take the easy route. I'm just going to learn 5 words today, or I'm just going to do something that's lazier, right? I don't know if it's going to make me better or not. I have no idea. Don't do that, because you know that that's not helping you, and that's probably what's contributing to or causing you to have that negative down feeling. Okay. So it's mostly just mood and mood management, I think, based on whether or not you're doing difficult things and achieving those things. What about actually measuring success long term? Well, I said most people have a pretty good sense of where their level of English is over time, over the long term, months, maybe years. But if you want to objectively measure it, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Now, a cheap way to do that, or a free way to do that, cheap, free, low-cost way of doing that would be something like the Versant test. If you want to do a human version of that, that's going to be more accurate, then I would recommend the IELTS test. So if you're serious about evaluating yourself, sign up for an IELTS test in February, and then sign up for another one in October. And sign up for both of them and tell yourself, okay, I'm going to take both of these, so how much can I improve between? And your progress should be measurable objectively. Oh, I got a 6.0 in the writing part of the IELTS test in the first one, and the second one I got a 6.0 again. So my writing has not really improved. But I got a 6.0 in the first one and a 6.5 in the second one for my speaking. My speaking has improved. That's pretty objective, and the IELTS test is pretty accurate. So that would be a good way to do it if you want to have a measurement, right? But again, that's not really going to affect your day-to-day. Maybe it will, because you're working toward a goal of taking the IELTS test again later in the year. Maybe that will affect your day-to-day feeling. So that's what I would do. That would be my recommendation for improving this feeling of progressing on the longer and the shorter time scale. If you have any other questions, let me know. If If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and also check out my full courses in the links in the description. All right. Good question from Learn English. Min femme doang, with a baby Doge, or Doge, hopefully Doge. I can understand that. I'm a medical student. It means I have to study and practice a lot. Sometimes I have to stop learning English to learn other things because of medical tests. Oh yeah. Vissel's here. We've got Vissel and we've got Vassal. Vissel and Vassal, two different people. Interesting. Maybe they're not two different people. Min, what kind of stuff, how do you remember medical stuff? How do you study for medical stuff? I'm curious about that. Ooh, this is an interesting one from Vissel. Vissel says, a while, is it a long period of time or a short period of time? And this is a really interesting question because specifically, a while could be a long period of time or a short period of time, depending on the context and depending on how it's used. And that's what makes a while very interesting. We tend to think of a while as a long time, but that's very relative to what you're talking about. If I say, I've been waiting for a while to get my food, well, that suggests that it's not been a very fast food delivery experience, right? I haven't been waiting 2 minutes. Well, how long is a kind of long time for waiting for food? Well, if it's waiting for food, I would say if you've been waiting for 35 minutes to get your food, that's a while. Well, that's a while. That's a while. So you're emphasizing that it's longer rather than shorter, and it's not fast or quick. The opposite of that. Often it's used that way, but it's very relative, okay? Sometimes waiting a while might be a few days. You might have to wait a while to get the results back, the test results back. Well, okay, that's maybe, in that case, 72 hours is how long I wait. That doesn't necessarily mean it is a long time, but it's usually not immediate if we say a while. Usually we're talking about things that are not immediate and not very fast. Now, sometimes we use a while to just say a period of time. Wait a while and you'll hear from them. Wait a while. That means just wait some time. Sometimes it's used to say that. It's not a long period of time. It's not a short period of time. Just wait some time. So sometimes it's used to just say some period of time. As I said, though, often it emphasizes the longer period, that it's a little bit late or a long time, relative or delayed. What about hundreds of years, millions of years? Could it be that? Sure. It took a while for mammals to arrive maybe on Earth, arrive in terms of evolution, right? Well, when did mammals arrive on Earth? I think it was billions of years after the Earth formed. Maybe 4 billion years. Well, that's a while. But that's a while relative to the situation, because maybe other forms of life arrived sooner. Microbes, amphibians arrived much sooner than mammals. So relative to other living creatures, mammals took a while to arrive, right? To evolve on Earth. It took them a while. Okay, so you can use it that way. It's very flexible and bendy. And usually people know what you mean, not because a while has a specific meaning, but because of the way that it's used in the situation. Often to emphasize a slightly longer period of time, but just as often, maybe not quite as often, to say just some time. So if I said it's taken me a while to answer this question completely, What do I mean there? Just some time? Or am I emphasizing that it took me a little bit longer than maybe it needed to? There, probably that it took me a little longer than it needed to take me to answer it, right? But if it's in a situation where it has nothing to do with long and short, then it might not mean that at all. It might just mean some time. Like, take one pill and wait a while. Okay, take one pill and wait a while. For some period of time. Then something will happen. I don't know what will happen. I'll turn blue or something. Any time, any amount of time, however long it takes for the result that I'm waiting for to make this pill turn me blue, right? That's a while. So it's very, very flexible. And that's what's interesting about the word or the phrase a while or the word while. Well, while by itself is a different meaning, but we won't focus on that. So anyway, this is a good question from Vissel. Thanks for the question. I hope that answers your question. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, of course. So thumbs up and subscribe. And also, if you want to learn English more seriously, check out my full courses in the links in the description. Good question from Vissel. Nice. These memories are going to stick with me for a while. Right, that would be a long time. Very good. Vasil is from Ukraine. Oh, nice. Great to have you. Min says, for example, in the past, while I was studying anatomy, I draw a lot. It's like the way which muscles are built. I always practice and practice. Finally, I remember anatomy genuinely. I remember learning the anatomy of cat musculature in high school. I had to label each muscle of a dead cat in high school. Someone says I seem tired. Oh, thanks, Axel. I appreciate that. I'm not tired. I'm actually not. I do want to talk about something, though, because we're talking about time here, so I want to share a topic related to time. Let's talk about how we can ask people to wait. There's not only one way to ask people to wait. There are many ways to ask people to wait. So we're going to look at some common phrases that we use to ask people to wait, and you'll notice that while we use the same words quite often, they don't always mean exactly the same thing, okay? So we're going to start with the word wait. Can we use wait by itself? Wait, wait. Well, sometimes. But you have to be careful with it, because if you just say to someone, wait, when you want them to wait, they might take it as kind of rude, like a direct command. Now, if the situation is urgent, and it's very important to communicate that, or else something bad is going to happen, then saying wait is totally okay. So in movies, there's an exciting situation happening. Some people are moving toward the main characters with guns. Someone says, wait, wait. Well, that's a command immediately. If you don't stop and wait right now with me right here in our hiding place, we're going to get killed. Okay, so in that sort of urgent situation, using wait is totally okay. But if you're leaving the room and you want someone on the sofa to wait there while you go and get them a cup of tea, don't say, wait, and then go get a cup of tea for them. That would be weird, okay? So let's explore this a little bit. Let's start with using the word wait, but you'll notice that it's used in phrases. Wait a sec, wait for me, please wait, and wait up. Let's start with these. If I say, wait a sec, what is sec short for, by the way? Second. Do we ever say, wait a second? Yes, we can say, wait a second. But if we say, wait a second, usually we're confused about something. Wait a second? That's an expression that we use. Wait a second. When we want to pause and notice something. Maybe we just realized something and we want to mention the thing we just realized. Wait a second. But by itself, wait a sec, which is short for second, that's different. That means actually I want you to wait. Now, is that rude? No, that's actually pretty polite. In the situation where you're waiting on the sofa and I'm going to go get you a cup of tea, I'll say, wait a sec, I'll get you a cup of tea. That would be totally okay. Now, please wait might be a little more formal. Please wait, I will get you a cup of tea. It's acceptable, it's okay, but I would not necessarily recommend that one unless it's a very formal situation. Often we use please wait and then add while and say the activity we're going to do, especially when we want to be very, very polite. Please wait while I go and get this document and for you to sign, right, and bring it back. Okay, that's fine. But again, a little bit more formal. Wait a sec is probably better in most daily situations. Now, what about wait for me and wait up? Actually, wait for me and wait up are pretty common, but these are different from the other two. Wait for me means I'm behind. You're ahead. Maybe you're doing an activity. We're playing a video game together, and your character is farther ahead than my character. So I'll say, wait for me, wait for me. Or maybe we're leaving the house. We live together, right? And you've left. You're in the car. Wait for me. I'm coming. I just need to lock the door, check the oven, right? Okay. Wait up would also be okay, but wait up is even less formal. Wait up is quite casual. So maybe I have a few friends ahead, right, on their bicycles, and I had to tie my shoes, and I want to now ride my bike to catch up. That's something that kids might say, right? Wait up, wait up, wait up. You'll see that often in movies. Wait up. It's, again, quite casual, not very formal, but really common. Similar to wait for me, a little bit less formal. Now, what about hold up? So hold up could be the same. Hold up, I need to tie my shoes. Hold up, I need to tie my shoes. But hold up might be different in another sense, in another situation. We might say hold up in the same way that we said, wait a second. Hold up. Hold up. Are you saying that you've known about this the whole time? What? So I've realized something. Wait a second. Wait a second. Are you saying you've known about this for 3 months? What? Hold up. Now, the difference between wait a second and hold up there would be hold up is probably less serious. It's not so serious usually. It's a realization, it's something that we say, but it's quite casual. Whereas, wait a second, might be a little bit more serious, sometimes a bit more formal. So both of those are common. They have a similar meaning, but hold up also has the meaning of wait for me. What about hold on? Actually, I think hold on is more common than wait a sec in the situation of asking someone to wait while you go and do something. So if I'm going to get you a cup of coffee, I might say, hold on, I'll grab you a cup of coffee. Or you see your coffee and you say, hey, there's no milk? I say, hold on, I'll go get some milk. I think that's more common. This may be the most common phrase to ask people to wait politely. It's very neutral. I use it all the time. Hold on, let me find that. Hold on, let me get that for you. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me find out. All of those things we can use hold on. It's extremely common. But that is not the same as hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. That's when somebody is doing something and we want them to pause. Hold it, hold it. What is that in your hand? What are you doing? Hold it. Where are you going? So maybe a parent to their child. Hold it. Where are you going with that? Who are you going out with? Who are you texting? Hold it. Pause what you're doing and answer to something. Respond in some way. Tell me what's going on. It's often a command, usually not necessarily polite because it's someone who has the power to make another person stop and explain themselves. But if I say, hold on a sec, now we're bringing back sec, that's going to be pretty much the same as hold on a sec. But it can also be the same as hold up. So wait a second, hold up, and hold on a sec. Are you telling me you've known about this for months? Those are all very similar. But if I also say hold on a sec, it can be the same as hold on. But the same as hold on, as in wait, except shorter, a little bit shorter. So I'm emphasizing that it's pretty quick. Hold on means just wait very politely. Hold on a sec means wait very politely, but it's going to be a very short time. Or hold on a sec. You've known about this for months? So the interesting thing about some of these phrases is that they have two meanings, and they often mean the same thing as each other, but totally different from others, right? So hold on a sec has two meanings. One, the same as hold on. One, the same as wait a second. And one, the same as hold up, when we're confused about something, right? Very interesting, I think. Now, what about, let's look at the last set here. Just a sec, 1 sec, just a minute, 1 moment, and give me a minute. If we say just a sec, that's usually a very quick thing. Very quick. Just a sec, just a sec, just a second. I need to go and do something. I need to get something. I need to turn the oven off. I need to do something pretty quickly. So we're really focusing on that it's not a lot of time. 1 sec is usually even shorter. 1 sec, 1 sec, 1 sec. I need to finish typing something. You're asking me a question. I'm sitting here on my phone texting. Hey, can you, wait, 1 sec, 1 sec. I'm trying to finish sending this text message, and then I will pay attention to you and answer your question. It's usually a very quick thing in the moment where we want someone to wait for actually 1 or 2 seconds, maybe 10 seconds. It's not usually for longer periods of time. Sometimes we'll say, 1 sec, I'll get you a cup of coffee. Maybe, it's okay, but more often used for that immediate situation. Just a minute is more formal. This is when you're helping somebody, usually just a minute. I will check on that for you. Just a minute, I need to finish sending this email. Just a minute, I need to help my friend do something, and then I will help you. So it's usually a little bit more formal and similar to hold on, I suppose, in meaning, just a bit, feels a bit more formal. 1 moment is even more formal. This is typically for customer service situations when you don't know somebody very well, you don't have a very casual relationship. We might say 1 moment. And give me a minute or give me a moment. This last one is quite interesting as well. Give me a minute, give me a moment could be the same as 1 sec, give me a minute, except a little longer, right? Give me a minute. Once I finish folding these clothes that I'm folding, I will come over there and help you with your homework. Maybe a parent says that. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm currently doing a task, and I need to complete that task before I do something else. That's why I say to give me a minute, because I'm doing something. I'm busy doing something, and I will help you once I'm done with that. Give me a moment could be used in that way too. Give me a moment. Once I'm done with this, I will help you. But also, give me a moment could be a more emotional thing. Sometimes give me a minute is used that way too. But I have experienced some terrible news. I've heard some terrible news, and I'm shocked by it, and I don't know how to respond. Just give me a moment. I need to process this. So maybe you're trying to talk to me about something, right? Or you're even trying to console me about the terrible news that I heard, right? And I can't respond to it. I can't deal with it. I can't answer you because I'm in shock. I'm surprised. I'm sad, or whatever it is. Some emotion that's preventing me from interacting with you in this moment, right? And so I want you to just kind of leave me alone. Okay, give me a moment. Give me a moment. Now, this could be a physical thing, right? Maybe you've exerted yourself. Maybe you've just climbed a hill and you ready to keep going? Your hiking partner says, give me a moment. So I'm recovering now from stress or strain. It's kind of the same thing, right? Whether it's an emotional thing or a physical thing, it's kind of similar. Yeah, give me a moment. I'm out of breath. I need to recover before we continue climbing this hill. I'm out of shape. Okay. Similar, right? Pretty similar. One physical, one more emotional, but used in much the same way. So those are some of the common ways that we ask people to wait in English. If you have any questions about this, let me know. Also, if you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Of course, hit the bell if you haven't already done that. And also, if you're interested in improving your English, you're very serious about doing so, make sure to check out my full courses in the links in the description. All right. Is it okay to say hold on? In fact, I would say hold on is probably the most common. I may use hold on more than anything else. Yeah. If I step out of my car to get something from the shop, which expression should I use? To keep them sitting and don't step out, don't get out of the car. That one, if you want someone to stay in a place, you might use a different one there. You might use wait here, wait here, wait here, wait here. That would be a good one. Wait for me would be okay. You could say that. Wait for me here, wait here, for me. I always say 1 sec to the delivery boy, but that's a lie, of course. Okay, that works. That works. Hi, sir. I like to improve my speaking by speaking with native speakers, but I can't find anyone. Can you help me? Thanks a lot. That's definitely a challenge to find a native English speaker to practice with, especially one who can help you. Hang on also has the same meaning as wait. Yes. Hang on is good. Hang on is good. Hang on, hold on, both very good. Hang on is less formal though. Hold on, I think, is very neutral and there's no strong feeling of it's polite or it's rude. It's very neutral. Hold on. Hang on feels very casual, right? Hang on, hang on. I don't know. Sometimes it could come across as a little direct, and yeah, I guess it's okay. I think hold on is better. Amar, hello, welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm actually getting pretty close to finishing up here. But welcome anyway. Sure. How to pronounce automotive. 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 Notice that both of the T sounds for that one are light D sounds. Automotive. 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 Not automotive. Automotive. No. Automotive. 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 All right. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining and for the great questions today. I think we're gonna stop. Yes, Amar, you are fashionably late, but that won't change the situation, I suppose. We're gonna stop for today. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Thanks for asking great questions. I hope I answered all of them. If I didn't answer all your questions, then next time, make sure to bring your questions, write them down for next time. I will be going live at least once a week for the near future, and then after that, twice a week with a schedule, but not quite there yet. Kind of a lot of stuff going on and unpredictable timing, and so for that reason, I can't be super scheduled yet, but I'm going to get there for sure by the end of the year. That's the plan. That is the plan. All right, everyone. Thanks a lot. Much appreciated. Have a good one. Have a safe weekend. Enjoy yourselves. And if you haven't already done so, I posted a new video this morning, so check that one out. Let's see, what else? Topic of my next lesson, I'm not sure yet. That's a good question. Learn English says, could you please wait a moment? No, I cannot. I cannot wait a moment. I also want to be posting my topics in advance so everyone knows what's coming up. But again, it's a matter of building a schedule, and I only want to do that when I'm able to commit to it and actually follow through, right? So that's why my live streams have been somewhat unpredictable, and I apologize for that. But yeah, otherwise, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that, so you can see when we go live and post videos, and check out the full courses in the links in the description. I think they're on sale. They might be. Are they on sale? they're on sale in some places. So yeah, so check that out. Those are in the links, and a lot of cool stuff coming this year. New courses coming this year, and the schedule. So thanks everybody. Talk to you later. Have a good one. Be safe. Have fun. Bye bye.